This topic is GPS, which is growth, performance, and support. Basically, how it's building the career growth for all employees in Telethon. So we picked up the topic. We picked up this line with Telethon, and we had a chat with them. And my name is Francis, and we have Andre, Lan, Himani, and Shane. Yeah, very Himani and Shane as part to present us topic. Okay, so we managed to interview with one of the head of the department who is taking care of the people and the culture, and her name is Melissa Larry. She's been with the company for the last 2 years, and also after the interview we came to know that she's also a student doing a master's in business administration from business school. Okay, so we are going to cover a little bit about the performance appraisal and how the career growth has helped by implementing the GPS with the organization, because there was a lot of problems going around with the company, and we'll come across with the team. They talk about the GPS and how they implemented it and what went wrong, what went right. To cover up everything, we are going to have like the slide which is going to cover the introduction, the people, the HR model, which is going to be covered by Andre. GPS, ideas of GPS and execution process, still the highlights is going to be covered by Lan, and we are having two small plays how GPS, like when GPS was implemented, what kind of conflict that was going around, and after implementation, like what was the success factors. So the two plays going to be there in between, and then finally, like we have Himani to cover critics and Shane to cover up recommendation, and finally I'll close the presentation. I'll leave it on to Andre.
Moving forward, we'll just give a short video, 1 minute.
Sometimes the smallest discoveries have the greatest impact.
I just want to find a cure for cystic fibrosis.
I want to discover new treatments that will give the children long, happy, productive and dignified lives.
To reduce the stress of living with diabetes day in and day out. That's my goal.
I want all of the kids to be better. That's all I want.
I would discover a vaccine that would rid the world of rheumatic fever once and for all. If I could discover anything about autism, it would be how to unlock the potential for each and every one of these kids. Discover, prevent, cure. Together, that's how we make a difference.
Going to the hospital, we don't always realize how much research work is done and by who is done. So Telethon Kids Institute is one of these organizations that really drives the development of cure for different diseases. And they find the diseases, they find the right people to look at how to research how to cure. As a parent, I'm very grateful that we have such organizations. I always want to see my kids smiling and happy, and I'm very supportive for Telethon Kids Institute. As you know, last week was a fundraising, and this year they raised 26+ million, which was a record. Well done. So the institute was established in 1890 by Professor Fiona Stanley. As you know, in Merlin there is Fiona Stanley's hospital. This is one of the first multidisciplinary institutes. Before the disciplines been looking separately, but now combined as under one umbrella was more efficient and better performing. The institute has a very strong affiliation with the Princess Margaret Kids Hospital, and also have very strong affiliation with University of Western Australia. The vision is to improve the health and well-being of children through excellence in research. And the goal in the future 5 years is to create a great research institute that makes real difference to our community. I have a few examples of researchers that I found interesting and I want to share this year. One of it is bottled water. We did discuss about the bottled water as a great business. It's owned by only 2 companies, but really the research being done bottled water versus the tap water. And there are a few facts. Normally, right? Did you know that bottled water costs 1,000 times more than the water that comes from the tap? Another factor, did you know that every kilometer that drives, the car drives, it does lots of damage to the environment. It's exactly the same damage that's done by each plastic made water. So the research actually said using conclusion, yes. So the conclusion for Australia, I'm just trying to, being specific to Australia, tap water is such a good quality, so they can probably smell the chemicals, but those chemicals are not harmful to the human, they really just to kill the bacteria. So the recommendation by the Institute, use tap water. Another example is related to children under the age of 10, and why should not children under the age of 10 cross the roads themselves. The research showed that it's not only that they're mentally not ready, but also not all the senses are fully developed. So they can, for example, ignore some alarms that adults don't. They do not see as much on the road as adults. As an example, imagine this is what adults see, having a peripheral vision. So children can see only 1/3 of the sign. So that has a very scientific evidence why we should help children under the age of 10. Actually, it's up to 14, but 10 is the critical age when it starts developing better. The last example is probably applies to everyone, exams. So exams are usually attributed with stress and anxiety. I have quite a severe example from my daughter of my friends. She's 16, and this is back in Ukraine, and this year she was preparing for final exams, and she was preparing that hard, so eventually, being 16 years old, she got a stop. She's recovering, but this is how much stress you're getting due to exams. So the recommendations are top tips for everyone. Have a very good sleep, 8 to 10 hours sleep. Regular eating, healthy food, physical exercise breaks, stay calm, plan ahead, come to the exams in advance, don't arrive late or just in time. Before coming to exam, have full practice, so you can more relaxed. And don't procrastinate. Talking about people, so this is a graph that represents the workforce. And roughly there are 500 employees in the company, in these organizations, and only 25% of the employees in orange or yellow are the professional staff. 75% of workforce, they are contractors, so they all have 1 year contract usually, depending on the funding they get. Another interesting fact about people, so 75% of 3/4 of researchers are females. That's about balanced industry. There are some career development programs to help different types of employees to develop, and this actually thing shows that for different types of what people want to achieve, just to be a researcher or be a manager or be professional stuff, career steps from B to B, what to do, how to get from today and where you can be tomorrow. So the HR model is planned to help employees to be in the balance of individual development and planning. So it is really to support the career. But four processes here to support them in different ways. And another thing that I highlighted here is there are two different ways of how company work in the market. So red ocean strategy and blue ocean strategy. I will first explain this company goes blue ocean strategy. Blue ocean means a company creates new markets, creates new products, and enters towards that way. And this is a sort of low-cost strategy. Red ocean strategy is, imagine if you have limited space, you have lots of sharks, and each shark is trying to catch fish and eat another shark. This is very Euro. That's why it's called red ocean. This is when you work in existing business, in existing market.
So now I will help you to understand what is GPS. GPS is an abbreviation of growth performance support. It's a people strategy designed to build the right culture, to improve capability of employees to succeed, and to enable them to excel in their career. The purpose of GPS is to evaluate the individual performance in terms of two questions: what people do and how they do it. Look back to the period of 2012 and 2013, Telethon kids faced up with several problems. The first problem is they need to diversify the funding resource, and in order to do that, the employees should be improved more necessary skills. The second reason is the human resource manager of Telethon kids, they realize that the working performance of their employees is to support to the development of communities, but there is no one who directly support for the career development of their employees. And the third reason is people development should not be a single project. It should be a full strategy with different components which fit together. And by the previous reasons, GPS was set up to focus on the career development, individual opportunities, improvement of future researchers who will retain the best talent for the development of Telethon kids. In order to implement the GPS process, there are 4 steps in it. The first step is setting expectation. In the first year of GPS, the line manager, career manager, and employees will discuss about the career aspiration, key business and development goals, and try to balance and to combine the goals of individuals into the common strategy of the organization. The second step is continuous feedback. It is implemented regularly and continuously between manager and employees. The forms of feedback can be formal written or informal verbal feedback. The third step is performance development review. It's through the self-assessment and meeting review between manager and employees. And the last step is salary and promotion review outcomes. When the GPS ends, the career manager and will work with the people and cultural department to decide which is the salary level should be applied for the employees. And because the GPS process endures in a long time, in 2 years, so it can happen some problems. In the first year of GPS, Telethon gives with allocate career managers to support for the employees, but the career manager, they are not come from the same professional area of the employees. So let's see what happens. Please see the slide.
Hi, Francis.
Hi, how are you? That's good. Please go ahead.
What is not for? What are you doing with this?
These are the forms for an appraisal where every year we want to follow this based on the GPS system, and so we implement this new system here, and everyone has to stick on to this.
It's another work. I already have lots of work to do. How I will manage this?
I do agree, yeah, but to improve your career goals and stuff like that, we have to implement this, and you have to follow this. You have to get it done by 20th of January.
Oh, well, if at all I got failed in these ratings, it will definitely affect my salary increments, right?
Sort of, but we are having a lot of, we have been assigned managers to you to look into your career goals, so they will help you to build up your career. So obviously you won't fail, don't worry about it, just go ahead and keep going.
It's really unwanted. Is it compulsory?
Yes, it is. Yeah. So even the senior managers from top to bottom, everyone has to get it done. So please go ahead and do it. Give it a go, and let's see after after 1 year we'll come to know what happens.
Okay.
Thank you.
So what you can see is after the first year of GPS, almost employees feel inconvenienced and confused because they don't understand why they have to do what is not their major. But the reason here is Telethon kids want to focus on creating what their employees have to do, not focus on what their employees want to do. They want to put the manager and employees in a close relationship, want to support the employee understand about the networking environment they are working, and learn the way to live in harmony with difference. So in the 7 years of GPS, now the employee will have the career manager who come from the same professional area with them, and we introduce them how to do their working performance. Let's see what happens.
Hi Francis, how are you?
Hi, buddy. I'm doing good. How about you? You look so excited. What's happening?
Yes, I have just all finished my task on time, and I'm feeling really happy. I got really good ratings in that.
Oh, that's good to hear. That's I told you last year. You've been disappointed, but I said this is going to really benefit you in your growth. We're assigning you good career managers with you, so obviously that help you to attain your goals, right?
Yes, all credit goes to you. Thank you so much for that.
Thank you very much. Thanks for coming in. Have a good time.
Thank you. Thank you.
So when the GPS process ends, everyone feels satisfied and happy. And look back to the period of 2015, Telethon kids implement successfully the GPS with 94% of staff complete the GPS, and more than 41 training sessions has been organized. It's not only support for the development activity of Telethon kids, but also support the employees to have more skills to resolve the conflicts with their colleagues.
Hi everyone, now I would like to tell you something about the critics of GPS. As we know that every stick has students, there is also some critics. First of all, there is a lack of professionalism. Here in the first year, GPS organization has called some career managers out of the career managers so that they can improve their productivity, and they can also boost up the confidence of the workers. But here they were supposed to follow one structure, but they were not following the structure, and that is why it leads to the lack of professionalism in the organization. Second one is undermining the authority. Once they came to know that they have to do, they are going to rule the organization, they were starting misusing the authority, and that is how it leads to undermining the authority in the organization. The third one is faith and confidence shaken. If you want to make the best out of your workers, you have to trust on them. If you don't trust on them, they will feel that they are not going to work very well. So if at all you are not going to put some trust on them, then they will feel that they will feel inferior in the organization. So you have to put some trust on them so that they can feel very confident, and trust they can build up trust on the manager. And the last one is growth opportunities are not available. Once the career managers came to know that we are going to rule the organization, they started pulling the leg of their junior ones. They came to know that we are going to rule. So if at all we are the one who can rule the entire organization, and they were not seeing that we can also boost up their confidence. We have to boost up their knowledge. We can increase their productivity and all. So I think these are the main critics of the GPS organization.
Looking at it, looking at Telethon and its problems and GPS implementation and all, we have come up with some of the recommendations. And these recommendations are not mainly on the strategy, because GPS is a strategy well defined, and it is all the steps are very good and well maintained. We are putting up our recommendations on the 6% of employees who doesn't want to follow the GPS. We would like to start with performance rewards. Right now at Telethon, they don't have performance reward system. What we are recommending is implement a performance reward system and give them financial, non-financial rewards in terms of bonus, pay increase, and sponsored trips and holidays. There's also career growth. For now, Telethon does not have career growth. If you link that career growth with PMS, having the performance appraisal and all, more employees are likely to, come up and follow the GPS and finish up the GPS process. Then we have career growth development. Career growth and development can be done by giving them trainings, giving the employees training to strengthen their skills, and also facilitating fair promotion system, and then give the outstanding performance a chance to rise up in the career ladder. That way, the people who are not interested to adopt GPS, they will naturally follow it if performance is linked with the career trainings and all. Then we have currently there are 6% of employees who we exactly don't know whether they're not aware of the processes and all, but we can create Telethon can create awareness about the changing strategies and performance improvements. To create awareness, they can send reminders of the processes and post the changes and the documents needed on the official websites. And also have employee gatherings from time to time to discuss about the issues and how the process is happening and what are some of the problems that is occurring in the process, GPS process. And we have e-learning. We recommend e-learning to help employees learn, but also have some fun at the same time. E-learning, we recommend Telethon to open up an e-learning portal where some questions are uploaded there, and they'll learn it through. They'll learn it at the same time. They'll have.
Okay, the final slide is conclusion. Like overall, if you see, there were two plays that you would see across the board. The first play was like how when GPS was implemented, there was big conflict, like big going around, like the employees were not happy. If you see the percentage, there was only like 36% were like actually worked on to get this GPS done, but the HR team with the assistance of the external support of consultancy, like they try to work on implementing this GPS in a full-fledged. So if you see like on the play two, like we've seen almost like 96% that's actually involved, just not because the benefits of the GPS is to like give them the promotions and also the salary benefits. So in that case, like the company has really succeeded the growth, and they have given attention for all the employees to contribute well for the success of the career growth in each and every individual employees by appointing the career manager for each and every team of employees. So by seeing this whole case, like most of the employees have got a good career growth, even though like if you see on what Andrew was saying, there were around like most of 75% of them are women, but like out of that, like there were around 80% were part-time employees. So, but still, like even the part-time employees has got the potential to like to have a growth in the company by getting this GPS system implemented, by having proper training and like what they want to achieve. So at the end result, like finally, like there were almost 96% has been attained this growth, but 6% is just because like there were like few baby boomers who have been moving out. and there were few employees who were not really interested, or probably like they were planning to like move to a different company and stuff like that. So that just because of that reason, they couldn't able to get more attention for the 6% alone. And transparency, being implemented the GPS across the organizations has created a big transparency between the senior level to the higher level. And there was the document that they fill in for the performance appraisal, which is called the GPS system, has given them a clear identification where they want to achieve, and it's given focus for even the managers, the HR managers, and the employees to achieve their career goals. Thank you.